everyone, welcome to my English YouTube channel. Alexander is here, and today I decided to start a new chapter here on this English YouTube channel. It's gonna be related to English interviews. So on this series, we're gonna start interview some other English speakers, and I will try to bring them here to encourage you to be an English study and to focus on your English. So in order to do that, our first guest is Ester. Ester is a friend of mine, and I invited her to be here with us. And I'd like to let her introduce herself. So, Ester, first of all, thank you to be here. And now I'd like to you first of all introduce yourself for the people who you are, or who are you, and how old are you, and things like that.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone. I'm Esther. I'm 22 years old, and I study English. I started to study English since I was a child, and I'm happy to be here. Help Alex to do that.
Nice, that's very cool. I hope that we can introduce some things that will help, will be useful for those who are watching because learning English nowadays isn't an easy thing. Although we have a lot of gadgets and technology stuff that will be there to help you to learn English. But even though people think that to learn English, you just needed to pay someone and they will teach English. Is that things work? Do you think that to learn English nowadays we just needed to pay some private school and they will be able to teach everything, or we have to do more? How do you think that people learn English today? That's the question that I'd like to do for you.
Actually, for myself, I believe the English school are helping people. They work sometimes. For some people, it depends how you learn. If a professor with you helps, but I think that you can learn English by yourself, like me. I didn't pay someone.
Oh, really? Did you learn by yourself?
I learned by myself. Of course, I mentioned that I have a brother who's an English teacher. Of course, it helps. That's really helpful. But he motivates me when I was a child by music. He showed me some music that he finds interesting, and then by that point, I start interested in English and study English.
That's cool. And do you remember the first time that you decided from now on, I will start learning English because you decided that it's gonna be helpful or things like that. But do you remember how old you were at that time?
I think 11 years old.
11 years old. Oh, it's a child. It was not even a teenager at that time. It was a child, and it's quite difficult nowadays. Children start looking for some new languages at that age, at that young age. But that is a great point for you. That may help you nowadays as well. That can help you nowadays with your career, with your jobs, and your studies, in your I should say your academic studies as well. So the question that I'd like to ask now, I know that I mentioned that before, but do you think that study English or learn English help you in some ways? If you do think so, which types of way do you think that English has been help you in your today's life? We are in 2024, and people maybe who will be watching us here, they think that English is far away from poor people, from people who has no money to pay, or they think that it's just a thing to rich people. So the question is, do you think that English is useful or has been being useful for you, or do you think that it's just for fun that you learn it?
Actually, I believe that we have to face the language as something fun. Besides
The pressure.
the pressure, it has to be something fun.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Because you think, oh, I learned a new sentence, I learned a new meaning. Learning has to be something fun. Nowadays, I think the people think that, oh, it's kind of difficult, maybe boring, because people focus on the grammar of the things.
Yeah, I heard that in my job. I have to know a lot of people that have been studying English for a while. And they have been told me that they decided to give up after the first or second year, the middle of the first and second year, 1 year and a half after they started, they gave up. And can you guess? Can you believe that I did the same? I started studying at private school, and after 1 year and a half, something, I gave up. At the time, I thought that I wasn't learning anything. But what you said is quite interesting because I believe that at the first year we sometimes in private school, especially I should say in standard school, they will start teaching grammar. They start teaching grammar rules and things like that. Do you think that the best way, which was the best way for you? Let's use your example, your own example, because we don't know if all those people who are watching will fit with your example. But in your way, in your point of view, do you think that which ways it was easier to start to study English? You told me about movies and music that you got it. It was exactly that. And which tips should you give for the people who are watching us here to learn English, for instance?
Myself, I started with music, with the artists I like at the time, groups that I really like, the ones that we stay crazy for. You create a affection. You listen to the music and you think, oh, that's the artist I like.
Because to get this information, for instance, if you had a huge artist or a preferred artist that you like, the music you like, it's quite good to understand, start to understand what they are saying in their music.
Yeah, and understand what's going on in their lives. They are giving a speech, or they are invited to some kind of TV show, and you wanna keep up with those things. You wanna understand what they are saying. So that's what I did to start learning English, and I move forward to movies, to series, but most with things I like. Of course, you can read academic things, medical things, but I think there are sentence things that may be more technical. In For some people might be difficult to understand. So I believe that if you want to start to learn English, you have to do with something you like, so it can be fun too.
Yeah, you can attach it or put together those two things, which is have a fun moment and also some things which you really will help improve it, because there are people that misunderstand exactly this type of tips, those tips that you did just made here. You provide tips that you must find something that you like it and to learn English. But there are many people that say, "Oh, I like to listen to music. Let's start." But they start to just listen to music without seeing the translation, the words, without studying the grammar of the music. So that starts be at the beginning it's fun, but after a while, people think they think that I'm not learning anything. Oh, I haven't studied for 6 months, and I have no idea how to say 2, 3 phrases in English. This is start before. So yeah, I do believe you were right. We must start watching things that we like it, but things that will bring some benefits for our English. It's gonna be interesting as well. That's cool, very interesting. I really appreciate this time. I know that how busy sometimes we are at our job or works, but we are at the lunchtime, so that is a perfect time to do whatever we want. And I'm glad that you made it. You spend the time with us here to teach or to help others to learn English and to encourage them. I know how hard it is to learn English. And the last question or the last tip that you'd like to say for those who are trying to learn English for a long time, but they think that they are not improving. They are not improving anything. I know my English isn't perfect, but I do think that I lost that phrase, of speech. And the last advice or tip that you would like to give for free. We will not ask any money for them to pay for this tip. But are you wish to give a last tip here before we finish this meeting?
I believe that it's don't give up. You can start talking right now. You don't have to. Oh, I have to learn 100 words, 100 sentences to start talking. You have to start by what you know.
One step for time.
Because of course, you are listening every time. You can spend the time writing, but the talking, the speaking part is only trying. Of course, you wanna actually you're gonna make some mistakes. It's natural. We are learning, but it's trying. Don't give up and keep it moving forward. One day, I believe that we don't realize and we're already speaking. I didn't expect to be here today talking with you, but
yeah, I just, guys, for you who are watching here, this thing is not like combined. I didn't told her which type of questions we will make here while we speak,
yeah,
but I told her that we're gonna speak about learning process. We will try to show you that it's hard. Sometimes it's hard and difficult, but it works. We needed to just keep it as Ester is telling you now. We just needed to keep it and never give up, and it's normal. If you don't make any mistakes at the first time you are speaking, you are not human being. Maybe you'll be other type of a creator, but not human being. So everyone is that is trying to learn or speaking, it will make a lot of mistakes. We learn 90% from our mistakes.
yeah.
That's cool, isn't it? Stern, I really appreciate again your time,
Thank you.
and I hope we had a great conversation. For those who are watching, I will release this video soon if you allow me after that. But that's it, guys. I just decided to bring her here to show a little bit that it's totally possible to speak English. And the best advice that we brought today is never give up and continue your English learning process. Mistakes will happen, but that is how we learn. Thank you so much.
Thank
to be
you.
Here. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Bye.